The next area of focus is the back, and we'll begin with a gravity pose called lightning bolt. Begin by coming down onto the floor on your knees. Bring your knees together, and now gently sit back onto your heels. Pause here for a moment and listen carefully to the instructions. If you've ever had knee surgery, or if you suffer from chronic pain in your knees from an injury or from unknown causes, you need to be ultra careful in this pose. Lightning bolt can be very healing and is actually wonderful for your knees, but if you practice it carelessly, it can be harmful. So with that in mind, everyone must move slowly, and if you feel any sharp, shooting, or radiating pain in and around the knees, immediately back off. A stretching feeling is normal, pain is not. Okay, next step is to keep your knees together, but separate your feet so that you can sit your bum down between your heels. For many people, it's not possible to sit the bum flat on the floor between the heels, as the stretch is too intense. If that's you, then place a pillow or a rolled up towel under your bum and stay there. In a seated position, this will be far enough for today. We'll call this position number 1. Please proceed to position 2 only if your bum is flat on the floor and you feel comfortable and relaxed. Otherwise, stay right here in position number 1. If you do feel comfortable and relaxed and your bum is on the floor, the final step, the second step, is to lower down onto your back. You do this one elbow at a time until you're lying with your shoulder blades on the ground. From here, take your arms above your head, grab opposite elbows, close your eyes, and relax. Whether you're in position 1 or position 2, the minimum hold for this pose is 2 minutes. And for many people, 2 to 3 minutes will be more than enough in the beginning. Again, this is not a pose to push yourself. Be very, very mindful of your knees and do take it slowly. Many people wonder how sitting in position 1 or even lying down in position 2 will help them open up their back for back bends. Well, here's what happens. In order for you to bend backwards, your pelvis needs to be free to rotate. And the muscles that inhibit pelvic rotation when they're tight and stiff are those on the tops of your legs, specifically the iliopsoas muscles. And this pose, lightning bolt, is extremely targeted and accesses those areas specifically. This pose works to free your lower back, and we'll be working on the upper back later on. If you're lying on your back now, you'll notice that your lower back makes a curve away from the floor. This curvature is normal. It's the shape of your spine naturally. So don't try to push your back to the ground. You'll also notice that your knees want to spread apart. Using as little energy as possible, encourage your knees to stay close together, perhaps even touching. For freeing up your lower back, this pose, lightning bolt, all on its own can work wonders. So using your deep breath, stay here until you reach your limit. Inhaling deeply through your nose. And exhaling completely through your mouth. Inhaling deeply through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Continue on your own. We're nearly there. Next, let's do noodle pose. Begin by finding a chair and putting a soft pillow over its seat. Then, very gently, flop your body backwards so you're completely extended out over the chair with your feet on the ground and your fingertips extended, reaching for the ground. If you feel the chair digging into your back at all in an uncomfortable way, simply pause for a moment and add more pillows or blankets to the chair so that it's comfortable. Many students like to use exercise balls, also sometimes called medicine balls, for this pose. Inflatable exercise balls are okay, but the truth is that most of them are too small and too soft. So in most cases, the chair will actually work better. If, however, you do have the largest size exercise ball and it's very firmly inflated, you can do noodle pose on the ball with the same benefits. Hold noodle pose for a minimum of 1 minute. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy, you can always take a break. Within a very short period of time, you'll be able to hold noodle pose for the full 5 minutes without problems. This is the goal. Particularly right before bed at night, this posture feels amazing. Back bends are very challenging because they involve so many different parts of the body, so many different muscles and connective tissues. If we're to look at a forward bend, for example, it's very easy to isolate the hamstring muscles on the backs of the legs. But in back bends, it's much more difficult to isolate the small and complex muscles of the middle and upper back, the chest, the shoulders, and even the abdomen. What's great about noodle pose is that in this supported position, you can do extra long holds, allowing you to access those normally difficult to reach muscles of the upper body. If you're a very flexible person, you might find it easy to place your hands down on the floor as well as your feet. If that is the case, if you feel very free and loose in your shoulders, you can tuck your fingers under ever so slightly and maybe even place the palms of your hand flat on the floor. Now, for most people, this isn't going to happen, but if it does for you, go ahead and do it, and then once again, relax. This will intensify the stretch for you and is only appropriate if your shoulders are very, very loose and free. In passive back bends like this, we tend to have a reflex reaction where your head and neck tense up and tighten up. As you're hanging here, do your best to keep your entire body, including your neck, loose and relaxed. It's normal to feel your body relaxing deeper and deeper as you stretch here, meaning you feel your spine opening more and more. It's also normal to feel as though your breath is more shallow than it normally would be. It's difficult to breathe as fully as you normally would when you're practicing any kind of back bend pose, but particularly here in noodle pose, it'll be difficult to breathe as fully as you normally do, but that's just fine. Just use your nose to mouth breathing pattern like we've been doing, breathing only as deeply as is comfortable. Inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely through your mouth. One more time. Inhale deeply through your nose. And exhale completely through your mouth. We're nearly there. Continue breathing on your own, head and neck loose and relaxed. Allow gravity to do all of the work. Shoulder pow pose. Sit down on the floor in a seated position in the middle of the room, away from a wall. Any seated position is fine, with your legs crossed or sitting on top of your knees, anything that's comfortable for you. Start by taking your right arm and take it straight up into the air. Bend your right elbow, and then with your left hand, reach around behind your back and reach up and try to clasp both your hands together behind your back. If you cannot clasp your hands, you'll want to use a belt or a strap or a towel to make up for the gap between your hands. It's essential that you hold on to something to get the benefits of this pose. The challenge here is that you need to hold on and relax at the same time. This is difficult, but can be done. The idea is to use as little energy as possible, holding either onto your hands or onto your belt or strap or towel as lightly as you can. This posture can feel very claustrophobic, so it's important to take it slow and easy. Your body will naturally hunch forward, so to counter that, you want to gently lean your head back into your arms. Sit up tall and relax. Close your eyes. We'll hold this side for just 3 minutes. So if at all possible, try to stay here for the entire 3 minutes. For anyone who works on a computer all day long, or someone who lifts weights, or anyone who plays repetitive motion sports, things like tennis or golf, this pose will be extremely challenging and so beneficial at the same time. The reason shoulder pow is included in the back opening sequence is that our shoulders, chest, and upper back mobility are all crucial to freeing up your spine for back bending. Remember now, close your eyes. Try to relax into the stretch and breathe. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely through your mouth. Continue breathing on your own. We're nearly there. Good. Now release. Immediately switch sides. Don't waste any time at all. Just bring your left arm up, bend the left elbow, and reach down the back with that left hand. Using your right arm, reach around behind your back. Try your best to clasp the left hand, reaching up. Hopefully your hands will meet. Again, if you're unable to clasp right now, today, that's fine, but you do need to use something else. A belt works fine. If you have a yoga strap, that's fine. And even a small hand towel is perfectly acceptable. Anything to bridge the gap between your hands. The connection between your two arms is crucial for this pose to be effective. It literally pries the front of your body open, so take time, get a good grip on something. Good. Next, take a moment to sit up straight. Your body has a tendency to round forward, and your job is to counter that by gently straightening up your spine. Close your eyes and allow your head to gently lean back into the arms. Shoulder power can get very intense very quickly. So just take it one breath at a time and slowly lean back more and more, never forcing, just gently leaning back more and more into your arms. We'll use nose to mouth breathing here, so make a concerted effort to really exaggerate your breath here, as in this pose it's extremely effective for making progress. What I mean by exaggeration is on the inhale, puff up your chest and fill it completely with air, and on the exhale, let out the air through your mouth and feel your chest falling and arms releasing. Different people will feel this stretch differently, and you might feel the stretch changing even as we practice today. Perhaps you feel a big stretch in your armpits, in your upper back, between your shoulder blades, or perhaps in the outer arm. This is normal, and it's a sign you're doing the stretch correctly. Stay with it. Let's breathe together. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely through your mouth. We're here for just 3 minutes total, and we're nearly there. Continue on your own.